slides. Feels good, man.
Yes. How long did it take for you to figure that out?
Just today. It didn't take that long. I just Googled. Like widescreen PowerPoint and it showed me the way, man.
Okay. You want to start now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Welcome to the top 10 meta-defining cards of Rastakan's Rumble from the player and the pro. This is the player Will.
This is the pro Tachi.
So we decided at the end of Rastakan now just to make a top 10 list of the cards that we thought were awesome during this meta.
Mm-hmm.
And definition, you go over this stuff. This is your...
Yeah, so some of the criteria I had is it has to be relevant to the current meta. So it has to impact the current meta in some way, somehow. And so it's pretty subjective with how you want to define relevant. And it might not necessarily be the best card, right? Like the strongest card from Rastakan, I don't even know. But it's definitely not the most meta-defining card.
It's not like a legendary or something like that.
Yeah, so by default, no legendary is going to appear on this list. And these cards are impactful in the way that it changes how you play or even draft the game. So, without further ado...
Well, hold on. So how did you come up with your list?
I kind of had to put neutral cards on the top. So, like, my top 3 cards are all neutral cards.
Okay.
And then I just looked at, what's the strongest class right now, and which cards define them. So I looked at your list, and I looked at my list. We have a lot of similarities.
Oh, yeah?
So we can go through.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's only top 10 cards, so I couldn't have some of the cards you had on your list.
Well, like I said, there's no restrictions here.
Yeah.
I didn't put a restriction. Put whatever you want. It's for funsies.
Yeah.
The way I made my list was I looked at my 12 win runs, 2 of them, and I looked at the 2 cards, 2.5. We had one together.
Okay.
And I looked at all the cards in those runs, and I'm thinking, what was one of those cards that helped me out in this situation where without this card I would have lost? Or what was a card that keeps beating me down occasionally? Like, damn it, they play that card, I lost. I can't win against this card. Or this card broke my back, and I lost the game because of it. So things like that, where I'm like, it either helped me beat someone, or it beat me mercilessly. So that's the way I looked at it. So you didn't do any empirical analysis?
I didn't do... I mean, first of all, I have a lot of 12-win decks. I don't want to go through all of them. But yeah, it's...
you didn't look up anything off HS replays for most play card?
I did look up the most play cards, yeah.
Okay, so you did do that.
Those make up a lot of my list. And I kind of just looked through them, and I'm like, okay, which of these cards are the most impactful cards? And because I played a lot, I have like...
You have a feel too.
I have a good intuition about them, so that's kind of... It's interesting already, right? Like, both of us has evaluated this list pretty differently.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
So let's... Okay, that's a fail. Without further ado...
Number 10.
Oh,
who's first? Oh, me. Number 10. Haldir... I can't even say it. Hilda Frost Rider. 3 mana, 4/4 Battlecry. Freeze your other minions. This is my favorite 3-drop. No, one of my favorite cards in the game. I just love the fact that if I coin this out on turn 2, it feels like I'm holding a girl's hand for the very first time. It feels like I'm winning already, man. Like, good luck dealing with the 3 mana 4/4. I learned this the hard way. You don't draft 2 of them because that really screws things up.
Yeah.
But the fact that that has the extra power versus the 3/4 means I can kill your 3-drop and I keep on trucking. So you have to deal with this with, like, your 3-drop is not enough to deal with this. It costs more, and it has the 4 power, which I like, which just punches you in the face. This is probably my favorite 3-drop, or one of my favorite cards of the meta. I'm sad to see it go. It's going, right?
Yeah, it's definitely going.
It's going, but it was one of my favorite cards because it, like, later on you don't really want to play it because it's gonna jam up your board, or it might come into a situation where it's like I have to play it but I better not attack with my guys this turn.
Yeah.
Because then I can't attack next turn. So
I think what I don't like about this card is
the drawback, the battle cry.
No.
Oh.
It's a little bit too good. This card's a little bit too good because the freeze effects doesn't work as it should be, right? Like if you don't attack, then your minions unfreeze immediately the next turn.
That's fine. I took a turn off. What do you want?
Yeah, but it just feels a little bit overpowered because like a casual player or a player coming in, it's not gonna be like, wow. They're gonna be like, oh, you didn't attack, you fucking noob. And then it's like
next turn you're getting twice so much.
You're unfrozen, so it's like the freeze effect doesn't seem to work very intuitively.
Oh, you mean the drawbacks? Not
the drawbacks isn't as bad.
And if you have a taunt guy, you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, you don't like if you have a Tar Creeper, you don't care if that one attacked or not.
Yeah.
So it's a very good card. I think before Rastakan, it would have made my top 10 list too.
Before Rastakan. Oh,
Yeah.
so something bumped it off.
Yeah.
So did you consider this card?
Yeah, I definitely considered it.
So
you know what bumped it off?
Oh, don't talk.
No, it's not even on my list either.
Well, it might be on my list.
It's on your list.
So don't talk about it.
Okay. We'll go with my pick.
Oh my god.
The top 10 was hard for me because there's a lot of just insane cards, right?
Yeah.
So if you think my 10 starts with Dragon Roar,
that's like a high.
You're gonna see some crazy ass cards.
It just gets better from here.
It just gets better from here. So Dragon Roar, I put it at 10, just because. Okay, first of all, like I said, the requirement is that they have to be very common, right? So neutral cards, like even though this is like the most popular warrior card, you don't see warrior as much now. Like you see warrior maybe I don't know. Like maybe you see it once per run, right? On average.
Maybe.
So
not like back in the day.
And the thing is this card definitely changed Warrior's identity.
Oh yeah.
Like now it's like Warrior, I have to play control. And this card is just so good in giving you that control. Like the only bad cards are like, Fairy Dragon. And like Temporis.
I remember once.
That's it.
I remember one time I Dragon Rolled. I got 2 Temporises.
Yeah. Or a guy gets like 4 Deathwings. Then it's like, I only got 1 Deathwing from Dragon Roar because the other 3 dragons are useless.
Yeah, but this would usually get you Imperious or something like that. Or what's that name? Imperium, where it doubles everyone's attack and Emerus, yeah. I'm like, well.
Now this made my list still because I looked at my stats and I actually lose to Warriors a lot. And most of my losses to Warriors was to Dragon Roar. And it's because there are 2 specific dragons. Dustbreaker, 4 mana 3/3, it deals 3 damage to everything. And Crowd Roaster, 7 mana, 7/4, deals 7 damage to a minion. These cards just make Dragon Roar so good because you don't need to have a dragon yourself that you drafted because it gives you 2 dragons.
Well, these cards need a dragon.
Yeah. And Dustbreaker is just so backbreaking. Like in Priest, you have to hope you actually have enough dragons in your deck to make it work. But here, you just need to get lucky. And I hate this card. That's why it makes my top 10 list.
You hate it, but it's so good.
I hate it, but it's so good.
Yeah. Number 9.
Number 9.
Baited Arrow. 5 mana Hunter spell. Deal 3 damage. Overkill. Summon a 5/5 Devil Sword. This was before they nerfed rebucketed the hell out of this thing. And it was the quintessential Hunter card where it would flip the board, like it'd kill like a 3/2 or whatever, and it'd give you a 5/5, so it'd flip the board. And then you have to deal with this 5/5, which was impossible to deal with.
Yeah.
And the best thing is you could go face with this if you needed to, if you needed the extra reach to get there for Hunter. This is why I love this card. And they had to rebucket the hell out of this and ruin Hunter for everyone. Just when they were having a little bit fun.
Yeah, once they micro-adjusted this card...
You never got it anymore.
Hunter wants the bottom so quickly.
So quickly, without this card. This card essentially
It's like
shot,
24 hours.
Yeah, this one shot carried Hunter to the first because it would flip the board. It'd kill their X2. You get a 5/5. Or, worst case scenario, you could go face and then shoot them with your hero power.
I'm surprised you didn't add the weapon, too.
I don't know.
Headhunter's hatchet.
Nah, this is much more fun. Headhunter's hatchet is still there, but it's not the same as this. A 5/5 is hard to deal with in this meta.
The thing is, they micro-adjusted that card and this card,
Oh,
too.
did they? I don't know. My point is, I stopped playing Hunter after they took this thing out, after the micro-adjust. I'm like, forget it. You don't give me baited arrow,
I remember
I'm not playing anymore.
People, like, taking 3 of these in their deck
Yeah,
easily.
it was fun.
In the first month of December, it was just brutal,
It was
dude.
fun.
We had a meta where Warrior and Hunter was on top.
What's wrong with that?
It was disgusting.
And people were complaining too much. God forbid the bad classes have a little fun. Thanks a lot, guys.
It's just not interactive when you have a class that's designed to not be as good to be on the top. That means their card quality are just carrying them, and it's not as fun because you're not taking control of the game.
It's fun if you're a Hunter player.
Yeah, but if you didn't draft a Hunter, well, fuck you.
Come on, man. Why you gotta be so mean to the Hunters?
Okay,
They were oppressed for the longest time.
Okay, so for me,
What do you have?
I have no Hunter cards on this list.
Oh,
I have Defile.
well, yeah.
Defile's number 9.
Wow.
This card allows Warlock to just be number 1. Let's just put it that. Like, 2 mana, you could wipe the entire fucking board. It doesn't matter if they have like a 9 health minion. You could probably get there with Defile. You've seen it in Constructed. In Arena, it's like... It's just insane, this card. I've lost to this card so many times.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like you can't even play around it sometimes because if they have like a cheaty ankle biter, right, they automatically now has a 1 health minion. And then they could target something to make it weaker enough so that it wipes everything on the board. And it's fucking 2 mana. I can't believe this card was never nerfed, to be honest. Like, this card could cost 3 mana easily and it would still be overpowered.
Yeah, I don't know why no one complained about Warlock being great, but like if we made Hunter great, everyone complains, and if Warrior's great, everyone complains. But if Warlock and Mage and Rogue are on top,
yeah, because these cards are reactive tools.
Yeah, this is not fair. This is like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer over here.
Okay.
Number 8. What did I pick? Oh, I had a pair of 8s. Yes, this is where you got mad at me. These two.
I like how they're both 8 mana.
Yeah, man, it's a pair of 8s. You got a pair of 8s here. You got Bone Mare and P Drake.
Very strong card.
Very strong card. Whenever turn 8 comes around, you're always worried about P Drake or Bone Mare. You're always like,
I'm always worried about Bone Mare, and I kind of just hope they don't have P Drake.
You got nothing you can do about it, right? Because when turn 8 comes, you're in the back of your mind. You warned me about this.
Yeah.
You got to worry about these cards because
Yeah.
something bad will happen unless you prepare for them.
It's funny because like after I stopped playing for the leaderboard, I lost the game specifically because I didn't play around Bone Mare.
He just crushed you.
And it was at 4 wins too. Like,
you didn't take out his minion.
It's a fucking 3/3, dude. I was like, what can the 3/3 do? Oh no, Bone Mare me. And I had like a 6/7, so it was so fucking awkward.
Oh my god.
Because I couldn't deal the 1 damage because I was a paladin.
Oh my god.
So yeah, Bone Mare, these cards are definitely mana defining.
Yeah, I'm sad to see them both go. Wait, Bone Mare's sticking around?
Bone Mare's, no, they're both going.
Oh, ruin it for 8 drops then. We have no good 8 drops. It's gonna be sad without these guys. I'll miss them, brothers.
Yeah.
These were like the 1-2 punch I feel for 8 drops. Like they're both like, oh man, I hope he doesn't have a P Drake or Bone Mare, and you know.
Yeah, I'll just spoil you guys now. These guys are not on my list.
Whoa, didn't have room, huh?
Yeah, I didn't have the room, and I look at it this way, right? Because like some games are determined before turn 8.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, these cards are super powerful, but if you finish the game before that,
right, true.
It's
no.
not.
But for me, these cards, if you're behind,
for you,
they just get you back, and we're back on. Oh god.
Number 8, Mass Hysteria. Jesus fucking card. I don't even call this meta defining. It's just the most
sad card.
It's just the saddest, most angry card you'll ever see in Arena. Because it's like you can't really
play around
it. Like
no.
the way you play around it is like not play cards, but it's like
you don't want to do that against.
You don't want to not play cards. That's not how you play a game of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
In Constructed, maybe you can if you're like a combo class or whatever, but in Arena, you don't have that luxury of just not playing cards. So you have to play cards, and then this shit happens, and you get. Although I do have to say though, if your board has a bunch of 1/1s, and you have like maybe a big dude, it's pretty good.
This never happens.
Like I had a game where that did happen, and it's like even if all the 1/1s hit my big dude, it still won't kill the big dude. So it's like, well, he could have just played Spirit Lash instead of Mass Hysteria.
The guy misplayed.
But he didn't have Spirit Lash, so he had to play Mass Hysteria. Anyways, this card is just fucking tilting, man. And it was so common in Rastakan. Like it was like
every priest had one.
Every priest had one. A lot of them had two. So it's like you think it's over. You think, oh okay. Oh, the first Hysteria came out, I'm safe. And then the second one came out. And then the third one came out. And it's like, I have no cards left. What do you want me to do? I have no cards left.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. The funny thing about this card was whenever I tried to play it, I couldn't math right, and he'd have something left behind. But whenever they played it, it would always work out so my guys kill each other, and everything dies. And I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck this game.
The thing, too, is for me, because I'm the pro, I try to play around Mass Hysteria. And the best way to do it is to have an odd number of minions on the board. So it's like, mostly they could kill 2 minions, right? They would have 1 left over. Unless, your health is stronger or whatever, so then it definitely kills all of them.
That happens to me every time.
And it's funny because I've had so many scenarios where like, okay, I set it up, I have 3 minions on the board. There is more than a 50% chance that one of my minions will live, and it never fucking does. So
this card always fucks everyone up. Oh, hold on, number 7.
Yeah, number 7.
Well, sticking with my theme of pairs.
Ooh, another 7.
A pair of 7s. Now, I couldn't pick between Amani Warbear and Furious Etten because they both did the same thing, but in a different way. I liked Warbear because he comes in there, smacks things around, and you keep your tempo and you're still pressing on him. I like Etten because he's a big butt and he holds things down. Like for me, for my 12 wins, my 2 runs or 1.5 runs, I like to have 1 of each. I don't like having 2 of one or 2 of the other. Like I like to have 1 of each because it balances out my deck. I feel for Arena, you have to have the balance. Like how you said, if you're first versus second, this balances it out. Because if I'm behind, I want the Furious End to hold down.
Yeah.
So the guy it completely stops the guy. The guy's like, oh, I don't want to bump everything in and lose everything. And the Warbear usually is like, okay, I'm aggro. I just want to get his taunt guy out of the way. And then I keep plowing face. Yeah, whereas if you play the wrong guy at the wrong time, if you have 2 Warbears and you're behind, it's not good because he'll charge into something. He'll have like 3 toughness, and then he'll just bump through and finish you off. I know I'm cheating the system with a pair of 7s and a pair of 8s. Deal with it. The end. Like, do you agree, or what do you have to say?
I do have to say these 2 cards are very similar, and I do think a lot of people overrate Warbear.
And they underrate
And they underrate N, yeah, because I don't know if they're even in the same bucket. I think Warbear might be in a lower bucket or something.
The problem with Warbear is, like, I don't know, I just want 1 of each. I don't want too many 7s. Like, I don't want 3 Warbears. I feel like that's just not what...
It's funny because I had a rogue deck. I tried it out. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to draft all the Warbears, right? Because people say Warbears is crazy, right? I'm going to draft all the Warbears. Only won 7 wins.
Is that good or bad? I don't know. Is that for you? That's not good.
For me, it's not that good. Because my average was rogue is around 8.
Okay.
So it's below average.
That was below average.
And what happened was exactly like you said. It's... I get behind a lot because I drafted all these 7 drops. And then, sure, I killed 1 thing, but they're so far ahead, they could just slam a weak minion into this guy.
And keep going face.
Keep going face. So Warbears are one of those cards that are really good if you're, maybe even or ahead on board. But if you're behind, it's not that good.
You want the Etten.
Yeah, you want the Etten.
Yeah, so that's my thing. Like, that's why my strategy is whenever my first pick would be Etten, and then the second one would be Warbear, because I think that's more common.
Yeah.
So then we balance out the attack and the defense capability of my deck, so we have just enough versatility.
Yeah, and I want to mention, some people might think, okay, well if you're behind, Etten might not be that good because they might have a hard removal. Well, here's the thing, right? Like if they have a hard removal, you lost. it doesn't matter
Yeah.
if you had the War Bear or the End, you lost.
You're just
either
gonna
way.
clear it through.
So you
and-
might as well get more stats.
Yeah.
And those 2 health might be crucial to kill like maybe a 3 attack minion, right?
Yeah.
So you can't oversight the 2 health.
On average, they're gonna take 2.5 cards
Yeah, to kill
an end,
yeah.
whereas War Bear is just 2.
Yeah. Or they have like a poisonous minion.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
But we're gonna show those soon, aren't we?
Oh wow.
Number 7. You see all these strong ass class cards I'm showing now because my top 3 cards are all neutrals. So
Okay.
yeah. So so these cards are all just insanely powerful class cards that you're probably gonna have later on. Silver Sword is just crazy, and what amazes me for Silver Sword is that it's not in the top bucket.
What?
It's not in the top bucket.
What's top? Is Vine Slayer?
Vine Cleaver is in the
Cleaver's
top bucket.
Oh no, this is way better than Vine Cleaver. Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that Vine Cleaver is worse than this, but in the same meta, it's a little bit worse because, like, if Silver Sword didn't exist, Vine Cleaver is top bucket for sure.
Oh yeah.
But because this card exists, and you only want 1 of these, you don't want 2, so. And the problem with Silver Sword, I guess, is that, a lot of people don't draft a second copy. But
No, you don't want
But it's
2
like,
copies,
people
so.
don't want to draft 2 Vine Cleavers either. So, anyways, it's more of a flaw of their bucket system. Because they identify based on pick rate, and if it's in the top bucket, it needs to be picked...
The best card out of the 3.
It needs to be picked so much for it to move to the top bucket. So they don't do that for Silver Sword.
Silver Sword's in the second bucket, right?
Yeah.
You said? So what else is in the second bucket? No, I don't think any. Why would you pick anything over this
There
card?
is basically nothing.
I can't think of anything that you take over this card. It makes no sense.
First Silver Sword is like always auto pick. There's nothing you pick. Although sometimes I do think about picking an Eldor, but I realize that's not even correct. Like I can't skip the first Silver Sword for an Eldor.
No.
So.
Number 6. What did I have?
And I didn't really talk about how strong this card is.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure everybody knows how fucking strong this card is. If you're like just a decent player, right? And you go into turn 8, you have like a minion on board. You already feel like you're winning with Silver Sword. And then the turn after, yeah. I have drafted Phantom Militia a lot.
Oh my god.
And Walnut Sprite, right? Because you can just put all these shit on turn 9 after Silver Sword for Paladin. And then you're just fucking stats everywhere, dude. Who cares about Omega Agents, dude? I have 3 Phantom Militias on turn 9. 3 5s with taunt.
Good luck. And then next turn, the 4 6s.
Yeah.
Number 6. What did I put? Stone Skin Basilisk. Number 6. 3 mana, 1/1. Divine Shield Poisonous. After we went on our 12-run co-op with the Warlock.
We had like, what, 3 Basilisks or something?
I think 2, but then we kept...
we had a cube.
We cubed them, so they kept coming back. And I was like, oh my god, this is impossible to deal with. Like,
yeah.
At first I was thinking, man, I don't want a 3 mana 1/1. They're just going to ping it and then bump a 2/2 into it and, you know, whatever. That's not worth it. I want to kill like 2 7/7s with this.
Yeah.
But then I realized, wait a second. After hanging with Tachi so much, he told me that this card is 3 mana, but it takes them on average 4 mana to deal with it. So tempo-wise, at least 4.
Yeah.
So they got to bump a 2/2 plus ping it. And if they do that on turn 3, they waste a mana. So that's 5 mana.
So they basically spend 5 mana
to deal with a 3/3. And then I get the advantage again because I want to play my 4-drop. And then they're way behind again. They have nothing to do with my 4-drop. And I can play a spell or a buff on my 4-drop on turn 5 to kill their 4-drop or 3-drop. Or basically. I thought this card was stupid because it's only a 1/1. They're just going to ping it and bump something into it. But then after playing with you and hanging out with you and listening to our show so much, this card has gone up dramatically. It's even better than my favorite card because it's just that good. Because in any situation... Okay, the only bad situation is they turn 1 Firefly. And then... even then...
You're kind of sad if they turn 1 Firefly.
Yeah, that's... But no one drafts Firefly.
No one drafts Firefly.
But the thing is, that is why this is number 6. It's higher than my Hildor Frost Rider because it's just a poisonous. And if it comes in late game, the guy's like, oh, God... I better have a strategy to deal with this thing, or else it's gonna kill my 5 drop or my 6 drop.
I kind of regret. Spoilers. I don't have this on my list.
What?
But I regret not having it on my list because I should have. But I just don't have the space for it, man.
It's so good.
There's only 10 cards I could put on it, and this would have been like
number 10, number 9.
Like if I have this card, then I can't put Dragon Roar on it. I can't put Defile on it, right? Like, so
maybe we'll do a top 15 next time.
Maybe we'll do a top 15 next time.
If it's ever that good. But my point is, this is so good.
Yeah, it's funny because you had Frost Rider as a number 10, and then you're like,
it's my favorite card. Yeah.
What can counter the Frost Rider on turn 3?
Oh
this
my
card
God.
can counter the Frost Rider on turn 3.
You feel sad, like, oh god.
Like, I did that sometimes too, right? Like, I coin out Frost Rider, and I'm laughing. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, and then he plays Bastard. I'm like, oh shit!
I better have
fuck,
a pig and a freeze.
I just lost a 4/4, and now I need to waste 2 more mana to kill this.
Or else next turn, he's gonna crush your 4-drop.
Yeah, so this shit is the strongest 3-drop in the game.
It's like a bulldog / chihuahua mix, and it's just gonna bite off your nuts if you don't deal with it. Like, look at this guy; he's like nasty looking.
It's like the most innocuous looking card in terms of its effects, but then when you play it, you're like, fuck.
Look at this guy. He's like a chihuahua / crocodile mix. This little chihuahua crocodile.
The worst thing about this card is you could play it any time in the game. Anytime. You can play it on turn 3. You can play it on turn 8. You can play on turn 10. You can top deck and play this.
It's just so hard to deal with, and it's so what's it called? Not you underestimate because you're like, it's just a 1/1. It's not going to kill you, but it's going to control the board and make you play different for the rest of the game. Like, you're not going to put your 8/8 out there with this guy looking around.
Yeah, it changes how you play against it, and a lot of casual players don't really know how to play against it. They just, they're going to be like, okay, I'm just going to ping it on turn 3. And then on turn 4, I'm going to ping it again. So
then you lose the game right there.
So then they waste 7 mana to deal with the 3-mana card. And then you're like,
you lost the game right there.
You lost right there. You can't do anything.
It's one of those cards that you underestimate, and it's so good. Wow, okay.
Number 6, for me, Blastwave. So again, another insanely powerful card. Now, the reason I put this above Defile, I put this above Dragon Roar, I put this above Silver Sword, is because Blastwave just wins you games where you shouldn't have. And it does this so frequently that I'm just like, it has to be here. Even though it doesn't even appear as often as Dragon Roar. It doesn't appear as often as Defile. But it's just so fucking... It's just so fucking stupid, right?
What are you talking about?
And there are so many situations where you're like, oh shit, I have a bunch of 1/1s. I have Violet Worm. What am I gonna do? Like they just popped your worm and they skipped a turn, and you're like, oh okay, I can only deal 7 damage to them. And the next turn they draw 7 cards, and you're like,
you lose the game now. You're winning, and now you lose.
I guess I lose. I mean, I can't really deal with 7. Like, maybe they're all shit.
Maybe they're all freezes, but even then, freezing for 7 turns, you're in trouble.
Yeah, maybe it's 8, Glacial Mysteries. Like, fuck, man. 8 Glacial Mysteries.
No, usually it's Pyroblast.
Or most commonly, you know what it does is Blastwave into Blastwave into Blastwave. Like, I had a game where I had 1 Blastwave and I played 3 Blastwave at the end. So I'm just like, this card just... And then you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, Volcanic Potion was a 3 mana, deal 2 damage to everything. And the Cabalist's Tome with a 5 mana, draw 3 cards, and this combined 2 of those cards into this. So this is just amazing.
Did you see this being so meta defining when we first came out? I didn't think it was that OP.
Yeah, at first I didn't understand
the OPness.
That overkill was like
that good for an AoE?
That it would only activate once or something stupid. Like, I thought it only activated once.
Oh.
But it's like, if you just killed a bunch of 1/1s, you just get so many.
And then the guy would always set up his board so he'd maximize Blastwave.
Yeah, like a good player could use Blastwave to, like, just a ridiculous value generator. And then, like, I had decks where, maybe the only spell I had was a Blastwave. And I still gone, like, pretty high wins because of Blastwave.
You get, like, all the other spells that you needed.
Yeah, it's like easy Power Blast. Like, how many games I played so many mages.
With
How
the
many games
Blastwave.
I've won because I got Pyroblast when Blastwave is actually super high.
Or Meteor or something crazy.
Meteor,
Like, yeah.
Polymorph, is
All the good stuff.
all the good shit.
Number 5. What did I put? Oh,
Okay.
pair of 5s. Not really. Now, I put down Defile and Demon Bolt because I wanted to pick something for Warlock because it's that good.
It's top class.
Top class. I couldn't separate them all because they're both annoying for different ways.
Yeah.
Early game, Defile catches the Warlock up. Late game, if we're playing a Zoo Warlock, he's going to Demon Bolt my big taunt to try and hold down the fort. It's like, I can't do anything. You gave the guy the knife, the sword, and the kitchen sink. Like, I cannot deal with a Warlock with both of these cards. And on average, they have both of them. So, like, okay, I'm going to try and not get defiled. He'll Demon Bolt my big guy. Or I'm trying to, like, get there before he can Demon Bolt me for free. He's going to defile the board, and then I lose everything. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do against a Warlock. He's going to beat me if I go slow.
Yeah.
He's going to beat me if I go aggro, because he has both these cards. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. And it's
Why does
like-
anyone nerf Warlock? Get rid of this shit. I can't do anything about this.
Yeah, we cried about Demon Bolt, but they still haven't fixed that shit.
Demon Bolt and Defile. Like, come on, give them one. You can't give them both. Then I can't deal with it. You do aggro, they're going to smash you. You deal control, they're going to Demon Bolt.
This is why Warlock is so good going first.
They have everything they want.
Because when they're going first too, now they have a tempo advantage too. So it's like, well, now you're just fucked. Demon Bolt is so stupid because it's like 80%, dude. It's in 80% of all Warlock decks.
I would pick it, yeah.
And on average, most players have 2 of them in their deck.
Like,
And oftentimes you get 3 offered. So it's like, it's so good. We're like, okay.
I only need 2, I guess.
Maybe I want to skip the 3rd one for like a curve card.
what bucket is it in? Is it?
It's in the 5th bucket.
Oh my god.
So you're seeing like Banana Buffoon. You're seeing Arena Fanatic. You're seeing what's that 4-mana mech that nobody ever drafts?
Oh, that gives you a 2-drop?
That gives you a 2
Yeah,
drop
that's
from your
stupid.
hand.
That's
like,
stupid.
and they just never bucket. They just never bucket this card. They've never gone up too. Like,
Yeah, these two are like peanut butter and jelly, and Warlock has it all, man. You got
and you're
peanut butter
like,
and
you're
jelly.
like, okay, you know the thing is Demon Bolt isn't even that good of a card. Like, it's not top. It's not a top bucket card, but it's not a 5th bucket card either. Like, why don't we have Demon Bolt and Defile in the same bucket, right?
Yeah.
So then we don't see both of these so many
Oh my
fucking
god,
times.
you just fixed it, so we don't have to deal with this
It's an
fucking
easy
issue.
fucking fix. Like, but you know they're gonna be like, well, you know, we're gonna do it by pick rate, and we can only move it up like a bucket.
Wait, what bucket is Defile?
Defile's in like the top of the 2nd bucket.
Okay, so Demon Bolt needs... Alright, maybe move Defile down one. Just put them together so we don't have this issue and they have a hard decision.
Yeah,
And they don't know which one to pick.
the flaw of the bucket system, after I played it so much, is that they can't re-bucket things that good. They can't they only move cards up a bucket once per change. They're not like, oh, you know, Demon Bolt's picked so many times, maybe we'll put it 2 buckets higher. No, they're not gonna do that. They're
I
gonna
thought
be
they
like,
did that with one of the newer cards.
no, they didn't do that.
No, because it was like... Didn't they do that with the fucking Hunter thing I had? Dinosaur?
Baited Arrow? Baited
Yeah.
Arrow only move up like half a bucket or
Oh,
something.
well, somehow I wrecked it. I never got it anymore.
And one card that's still under bucketed that me and him both didn't include in our list is Omega Agents.
Oh, well,
Like that's still in like the 4th bucket or something.
At that point, we lost. If they played the Omega Agents after they Defile and Demon Bolt me, I don't care. It's like, you got me, whatever.
So I mean, the reason Warlock is number 1 on HS Replay is because they have all these under bucketed cards. I still think Defile's under bucketed. Defile should be top bucket easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
no
Nobody's gonna pass the first Defile for anything. Like, I would probably take a Defile over a Dreadlord easy.
Yeah, how come no one ever complained about the Warlock issue? Everyone was complaining about Hunter and Warrior, but with the rich get richer, no one complains. Friggin' Americans.
Because there would be bucket twice as many. Yeah, that would be great.
Oh, wow. This is a classic, yeah.
Classic Super Collider. The reason it's not like, you know, number 1, because Super Collider is, without a doubt, the strongest fucking arena card I've seen in this meta. It's because you don't see it as much anymore. The they micro adjusted this card so it doesn't appear as much. Now, the one thing I have with Super Collider, there are so many beefs I have with this card. So let's start with the effect. 5 mana, 1/3 weapon. After you attack a minion, force it to attack one of its neighbors. First of all, why does it have 3 charges?
Is that too many?
Like, if you think about the rogue card, Betrayal, it's a 2 mana card. So, if you think that Betrayal, this should cost at least 6 mana with 3 charges. But it's better than Betrayal because you don't need 3 minions to get its maximum effect. You just need 2 minions on the board. And then, second of all,
it feels bad if the guy has a goddamn... if this is like the answer to the Basilisk.
Second of all, it's like they have Super Collider, but they also have Warpath. They also have Execute. They also have Devastate. And now they have Dragon's Roar. They have Tarlord. It's like the last nail in the coffin. You have this card now. Warrior can deal with everything. They can deal with everything. And this thing, it fits a niche where no other card in existence can deal with like 2 mid-range cards on turn 5. So,
yeah.
For example, you have a Frost Rider on turn 3, right? And then you played a Yeti on turn 4. And this guy plays a Super Collider on 5 and
Boom,
kills both of them.
You have nothing.
So its first charge has killed 7 mana worth of stuff. And now it has 2 other fucking charges left.
It's the thing where it's like...
This card shouldn't fucking exist in its current edition, okay? The only reason it's not nerfed yet is because nobody complains about it in Constructed. Because Odd Warrior isn't that popular.
What? There's an
Odd Warrior deck in Constructed.
No.
But yeah, like the only reason this isn't nerfed, it should cost 6 mana and it should probably only have 2 charges. That's the best way I see it. And it would still be pretty fucking good.
Maybe if they did 2 damage, it might screw it up.
Like with 2 charges?
No. 3 charges, but it has 2 damage, so you can't use it as efficient.
No, that's still fucking broken, dude.
No, if he kills... Alright, maybe. I don't know. I'm just super broken, my point is, once they have this card in their hand, I'm like thinking... Fuck, what the fuck do I do now?
There's no way you can play around this card.
I better have a news.
Because Warpath and Execute and Devastate and those cards, they appear more often in this card. So the cards you play around should be Warpath and stuff. But then you play into this. So this card easily gets the most broken card in existence. The only reason it's not number 1 for me is it doesn't appear as much.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, because they adjusted it and ruined it.
One last beef. This card's not in the top bucket. It's in like the 1.5 bucket. It's like not... The top bucket is like Blood Razor.
This is Blood...
And Militia Commander. Oh. And I'm just like, those cards are not Super Colliders. What the fuck? Why is this not in the first bucket? Anyway, that's it.
Alright, number 4. What did I pick? I don't remember my list. Oh, Silver Swords. Hey, we crossed over. Silver Swords.
Yeah.
This card got me 12 wins, and I could not believe how powerful this was till I played it. And if I was behind, I got this on turn 8. If I had 2 or 3 minions, I'd punch, kill one of their minions. Then my minions become like 4/5 or like 3/3, and then finish off the rest of the guys. Then next turn, I drop 2 minions plus a hero power. I punch again, and now you're in trouble. Like, I could not believe how strong this card was until I won with it. Like, every time I'd be behind, I get this card, and the board would basically flip because I kill their X3. My guys would become bigger. And then guess what? I still have 3 more charges, so next turn I can drop 2 minions plus a hero power, and then everything gets +1/+1. And I still have 2 more charges. So at that point, you just lost the game. If you know, I know it costs 8 mana, but next turn, I'm going to drop 3 minions. Yeah. And then the turn after that, I'm going to drop 3 more minions.
I remember when it first came out, a lot of people are just like, this card's not as good as Vine Cleaver. Come on, guys. It's 8 mana.
No, fuck this. After this, I'm like, I don't want Vine Cleaver. I don't want 1/1s. I want my 1/1s to become 3/3s in 3 turns.
I remember my opinion of this card when it came out. Like, before I played it, I'm like...
It's not that good?
This card is going to be good.
Oh.
I just don't know how good it's going to be. I just don't know how good it is. And I wasn't the guy who's like, maybe Vine Cleaver is better. I was just like, I know this card is going to be good, but how good is it? Turns out it's so fucking good that people are drafting oozes and keeping oozes
to deal with this.
Just to deal with this.
Yeah.
But if they do deal with it with an ooze, they probably win.
Yeah.
Because you just wasted 8 mana and then they played a minion to kill this.
Yeah, hold on. I wanted to say, this thing should only have 3 charges. The fact that it has 4 means my 1/1 is now a 5/5? Like, something's out of whack here. You cannot do that.
You can't make a 1/1 into a 5/5.
Yeah, if I, what do you call that spell where I get...
Blessing of Kings.
No. Lost in the Jungle, I get 2 1/1s, and now they're 3/3s 2 turns later. Like, how are you going to deal with that?
Yeah.
You can't. You better ooze this thing or else you lose.
I remember when this thing came out, I think it was a Witchwood card. And Witchwood is when they introduced a bucket system. And when they introduced a bucket system, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Let's be honest, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And then you saw this card so fucking often with Spike Reach Steed that, I mean, no. This is one of those cards where you can't judge it by stats.
You have to play it to know how powerful this is. This got me 12 wins. Like, got me 12 wins with Paladin. You get 12 wins with Paladin.
Like the logic that it's not as high is because the average player can't control the board, so they can't use Silver Sword as well as Vine Cleaver, right? Because Vine Cleaver, you could play it slightly behind and it would still give you an advantage. But a Silver Sword, you only get the effect off if you have minions on the board. Yeah. And this is why most top players would clear everything off from Paladin on turn 8 so they don't get fucked over.
No, it didn't matter because what would happen is, go back, on turn 9 I'm dropping 3 minions and I'm sorting again. So, you better kill me then or else you got a big guy to deal with. Big guys. That was the issue.
I have beaten players with Silver Sword, and that's exactly because they have nothing on the board.
Yeah? You mean turn 9 they dropped 3 guys and Silver Sword again. That didn't help?
If they don't have taunt, I don't give a fuck how many
you better go face, right?
Yeah.
You gotta switch mode and go face. Don't trade anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
here we go.
My card is Demon Bolt. We don't have to really talk about it because we talked about it in the lens.
Why did you put Demon Bolt higher than Defile?
I put it higher than Defile and Super Collider because it's the most popular card.
Okay.
And that's my definition of meta defining is like every time I'm like, okay, I'm playing around Demon Bolt. I'm not playing a big minion first. I'm going to play like a...
mid-size.
Like a Sunwalker or whatever.
Dude, I'd Demon Bolt Sunwalker, yeah.
Yeah. And this is also the reason why I would kill every Warlock minion too, so that I don't get Demon Bolted. And then I calculate it in a way where I'm like, okay, it's turn 7. He has no minion. He can't Demon Bolt my guy. So, okay, I fucked him over. I basically just always assume they have 1, and then I probably play around the second one too.
So you're assuming they have 2?
So I'm assuming they have 2.
Wow.
So this is how... Like, this card impacts the way I draft. It impacts the way I play. A lot of the other cards, they are, like, super good cards. But this card, like, now that we're in the top 5, these cards actually affect how I draft. So, this is a reason why I don't draft that many late game. And I basically almost avoid, like, the big taunts. Like, the 214 taunt. I avoid that. I avoid Sleepy Dragon. I avoid Giant Mastodon because this thing is everywhere and Warlock is like maybe the top 3 most played classes. So I don't want to just lose. Okay, I don't want to just lose to a Demon Bolt when I play the big taunt. So it affects how I draft.
Yeah, that's the saddest thing. You drop a 9-drop and he just Demon Bolts for 3 and then you lose the game. I guess I lose. Number 3, what did I put? Blastwave. I got 2 12s. 1 with Paladin, 1 with Mage.
Yeah.
This card would always get me out of trouble. I won so many games because I Blastwaved into a Meteor, into a... what the hell is the deal 4 damage to everything? Fuck.
Flame Strike?
Flame Strike. Into a Pyroblast. This thing it was always like a get out of jail free card for Mage. It does everything. Like, I don't care if I only draw... At first, I was like, I was being greedy at times where like, I want to draw 5 cards. If I get 3 cards and clear the board, I've already won. Unless those 3 cards are like Frost Nova, Ice Lance, or some shitty secret. Whatever. It's... whatever. This would always get me out of trouble. Like, it's the one spell that gives you every other spell that you need, and it clears the board. I got 12 with this because it would get me Power Blast, Meteor, Fireball, Flame Strike, everything I needed. And then the guy's like, I don't know what to do about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. Everyone was so scared of it during a time. People were playing around this card because it would just wreck them. Remember that time where everyone was playing around this card because it was bucketed in the beginning?
We still play around it, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they re-bucketed it so it's higher, no?
Yeah, but you still play around it.
You still play around it?
I play around it.
Can you really play around it?
But sometimes you can't play.
You can't play around
and
it.
You're fucked.
And then you're fucked because the guy draws 5 cards and they're like, all right, I lose. You got 5 more cards that I do that are mage cards. So probably one of them's the 3-mana spell that draws 3 more cards or something like that.
Okay. Yep. All right, so let's move on. We both agree this card is fucking nuts.
Yeah, mages must have this card.
Mm-hmm. This is
wow! You picked this over
Stubborn Gastropod.
You really like this fucker, huh?
Stubborn Gastropod. I thought about it, right? I'm like, it's either Stone Skin Basilisk or Stubborn Gastropod.
Mm-hmm.
And I put Stubborn Gastropod on top. One of the reasons is because it just came out earlier, right? It came out in Angoro. Now, the reason I put this is because this card affects how I draft. Every time I draft a deck, I have to think about, I need some cards that deals 2 damage, or else I'm just fucked by this. Because this is unlike Stone Skin Basilisk. I mean, you could also ping it twice, but this thing costs 2 mana. So if you ping it twice, then you're wasting 4 mana to kill a 2 mana card. It's even worse, right? So this card affects how I play, how I draft, and it's so goddamn common too. So that's the thing. And, Stone Skin Basilisk can't protect you from a Deathwing. Come on. But this card protects you from Deathwing. And it happened to me once where I played a Deathwing, they played a Gastropod. I'm sad. GG. Fuck off. Or they played a Deathwing and I played a Gastropod. GG, fuck off, you lose. So, just from that, like, this card is like, if you don't have a deck that deals 2 damage, you don't have nothing in your deck that deals 2 damage, prepare to lose to Gastropod. That's just as simple as it is. This is why this card is number 3 for me, man. I'm gonna miss. Fucking snail, dude.
Look, I've seen the meme before where the guy plays a Deathwing and he plays a Gastropod and he's like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Look, to me, this isn't that good because at the end of the day, I started drafting 1s and 2s more, so I'm not that scared of a Gastropod. Like, I'm gonna have
1s and 2s, they don't have to play a Gastropod on 2.
Well, then I don't know when you're gonna play. You're already behind. I don't care. I'll bump a 3 into it. I don't care.
I mean, you could...
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with my 1 and 2 if you don't play a Gastropod? You're so far behind then.
The thing is drafting 1s and 2s makes you weak to decks that have a lot of 3s.
Wow, I draft 3 2s. I don't know. To me, this
this card kills most dominant 3 drops in the game too. Yeah. So it's like, Tar Creeper, get a Gastropod. Like, I had people coin Tar Creepers against this guy because they have no way to deal with it. Or a priest doesn't have pain, can't deal with it. They're fucked. Mm-hmm.
This guy didn't seem that good to me, but I guess maybe because I started drafting 2 damage cards.
It's because this is why this card's so good, right? Because it already warped how you draft decks now. You're like, oh, I gotta draft my 1s and 2s now because I don't get fucked by this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is why this card, it's like so innocent, right? It's so innocent. It's more innocent than Stone Skin Basilisk. It even looks innocent.
Yeah, he looks derpy. Stone Skin Basilisk looks like he'll.
But you're like, oh fuck! I gotta draft my Spring Rockets. I gotta draft my Fireflies.
That's how I killed him. Yeah.
To fuck this thing up. Yeah. So that's why it's so high up on my list, man.
Okay, number 2. What did I have? Oh, here it is.
Old card.
The Warrior Package, Super Collider, and Dragon's Roar. When this first came out, everybody was complaining about Warrior and how oppressive it was, and it was so OP, and blah, 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 cry, cry, cry. You could not let me enjoy my little fun for a little bit. You have to ruin it for everyone. Thanks a lot, guys. Complaining so much, crybabies. Dragon Wars finally let you play with dragons, and it'd give you another dragon, so you could actually use the dragon package properly. Fine, I get 5 armor on the 5/5 dragon, whatever. It's not the best thing ever, but it's at least something useful, better than a 5/5. Super Collider was so meta-defining. Like, when people played this thing, I would be like, I don't know what to do. Do I drop all my minions, or do I drop one big minion? What would you do? You couldn't do anything. You like, do I just play 1 minion? This was meta-defining in my sense because I would be so scared in the beginning when Warrior was good. I would draft all the oozes.
This is why we wanted to nerf Warriors.
No, it's fine. Just draft properly. Just draft all. Okay, you didn't have to nerf both of them. Just draft all the goddamn oozes so you know on turn 5.
You might not be offered an ooze.
You're offered at least one ooze. No?
It's like a 25% chance that it winds up in a deck.
Well, you hope you don't run into a Warrior that way.
Yeah, exactly. So if a class is this oppressive, that's why
it wasn't that. It was oppressive, but it was kind of fun if I got it off.
Yeah, but then when you're facing against it, you're like, oh. Fuck you, Warrior. Fuck you. I guess I'm playing Boulder Fist now.
Yeah.
And then I have no follow up after that because whatever I play, the Boulder Fist kills
The worst thing is when it came out, it would at least get like you said. 5+ mana of value, like make you punch yourself in the face. You lose 2 of your minions. You start from over.
I remember when this card first came out in Boomsday, Super Collider, and a lot of people didn't think Warrior was going to become number 1, and that's all I played in the first month of Boomsday. I just played Warriors.
You're just farming everyone.
I was just farming everyone. I remember I was at 11 wins. Okay, the Priest, exactly as I said it. They played a Frost Rider on turn 3. And they played a Chill Windy on turn 4. And I played a Super Collider on turn 5. And they lost the game.
Did he concede right there? And he's like...
They didn't concede, but they, by turn 8, they lost. Like, it's just like, I killed 7 mana worth of stuff. They're fucked.
Yeah. And Dragon War was just fun. I let you play with dragons for once. We already talked about this. Oh, wow.
This is my number 2. What the fuck was my number 1? Okay, I remember number 1.
You changed your list?
I changed.
Dude, you can't change your list after you see my list and copy me, man.
No, I didn't copy you at all.
Yeah, you change your list. You should say what you want. Okay.
Okay, my number 2. This was my number 1, but I changed it.
You can't change your list.
I changed my number 1 to number 2. And my number 2 to number 1.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I didn't pay attention to your number 2. So
yeah, so... Everybody knows this card. This card is probably the strongest neutral card released in Rastakan's Rumble. And we had to deal with this shit for 4 months.
4 more months? It stayed?
No, it's going. It's going away. Find a fucking lead, man. We don't have to deal with this shit anymore. Man. This fills the quota of me having to draft my deck around this card.
How do you draft around a Scorcher? I don't understand.
No, like I don't pick cards that summons 1/1s that much.
Oh.
Like I don't pick Grim Necromancer unless I have like a Bone Mare or like a Fungomancer or like a Unstable Evolution.
Right.
Like, I'm not just gonna pick these token class cards unless I have win more cards to deal with it. Because Dragon Ball Scorcher on turn 5. It happens so often on turn 5 where you're just like, I just need to deal like 2 damage to like 1 health minions and I win the game. And that happens so often. Because this meta is based on, Stone Skin Basilisks, giant snails and fucking shit. And these cards all just died to the Scorcher after, they traded once or whatever.
Yeah, this was that card, right? Fit that utility knife, Swiss Army knife of being right where you need it in the 5.
Yeah.
5 spot where it would just be annoying enough and ruin everyone's day.
Yeah, and
it's so common. That was the thing.
It's so common, and it's the second most common card right now in the entire meta.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so what the fuck was I gonna say?
Dragon Ball Scorcher.
Oh yeah, like even when
Dragon Roar would give you this.
Even when somebody Dragon Slayered this guy, I still felt like I had a chance because the effect already happened. I killed a bunch of their shit.
Battle cry.
And even the body itself, it's such a good body. Like on you're going to turn 6. There's not that many cards that deals like 6 damage. So a lot of things deal 5 damage. So then you can't even kill this thing. And then a paladin could buff this card next turn, right? And then a priest could buff this card next turn. It's just so fucking annoying. And this card is so good that I drafted it in every class. I drafted it in Hunter. I drafted in Shaman. I drafted in every class I was drafting this card. And that's how insane this card was.
Yeah,
that's my second card.
This is a good card. It was annoying as fuck, but you know, I guess it was annoying in a subtle way where you didn't know. You
didn't know
that you lost the game because of this.
Yeah.
All right, on to number one. Wait, what do you guys think my number one is? What do you think it is? What did you think it was?
I definitely didn't think it was these cards.
You didn't think it was my number one? Okay, you saw the list. That's why.
I saw it.
Goddamn PowerPoint.
Like I would have assumed you maybe put like, I don't know, like maybe Prime Drake on top or something.
No.
Or like Bone Bear on top. That's what I thought.
Okay.
I was wrong.
You don't know.
Maybe Meteor or something. Vile Spine Slayer. No, those cards are insane.
I didn't play much Rogue. You know my Rogue was sucking. I think, like I said, my criteria was what helped me get a 12, right?
Yeah.
And it was utility cards.
Yeah, you barely saw Meteor and shit.
Yeah, those were like super hard to get. Like that's like saying Black Knight. Black Knight helped me get a 12, but you know.
Black Knight, but it's only rated like 90 on the Light Forge. It's a below average card.
No. It's not Black Knight, FYI. Here it is.
Number one meta-defining card of Rastakan's meta.
Violet Worm.
Wow.
This 8-mana asshole was like, not only do I have to deal with a 7/7 afterwards, I have to deal with the 1/1s afterwards. Like, if I don't have a Dragon Scorcher to deal with the 1/1s, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's just going to keep going face with this 7/7, and he doesn't give a fuck about this guy. You don't care if you kill it, then I'll just have a bunch of 1/1s. You got to deal with those guys. Like, sure, you might get, Dragon Scorcher after you kill it. Like, you need to, like, what? How many cards to deal with this guy? 3 on average? Like, you got to bump 2 guys in it, then you crack it, then you got to deal with the 1/1s. It's impossible. Like, I used to pick...
This is so annoying to deal with.
This is so annoying. It's like one of those cards, like, on turn 8, like, what do you do? Like, do I crack it, or do I just leave it alone?
It's a little bit of a skill testing card, too, because a lot of people would just avoid this card, even though they shouldn't be avoiding it.
They should crack it.
Like, they should crack it. Like,
Okay.
they should crack it, but they don't crack it, and then they lose because of that.
Yeah. Like, and it was so common. It was like every deck had a Violet Worm. It was underbucketed, right?
It was under bucket.
Like, I think for a while, I was picking the 8/8 Doctor Gain Life guy over this guy. Then I realized, you told me, that guy sucks. Always pick Violet Worm over this guy.
Yeah.
And there's one game where we co-op, where we lost because we didn't play Violet Worm on turn 8, and that cost us the game.
Yeah.
And because, like, you play this, then you have to do a bunch of 1/1s. And if you don't deal with them, shit could hit the fan real quick. Like, anything could happen. You could buff the 1/1s.
I didn't think you would have it
What?
in this meta because we have Dragon Ball Scorchers now.
Yeah.
We have Blast Waves now.
Yeah, but those would be mid-game cards. You wouldn't save that for turn 8, would you? Like, you used
I have been Scorchered and Blast Waved quite a bit.
But how did they kill the worm? They had to spend probably like 8 mana just to crack the thing open.
Yeah, this is a card where if you're like ahead on board or like you're even, then this card's nuts. If you're behind, they can just ignore it, and then you're just kind of fucked.
Yeah, that's the only drawback. But for me, it was in all my decks, and every time I played it, if they didn't deal with it, I won the game.
What was your number 2 pick? Do you remember?
Super Collider?
Super Collider.
Dragon Roar Super Collider.
Okay.
We'll review at the end of the list.
Yeah, we have a top 10 list.
Okay. Fungal Man.
Number
1, Fungal Mancer. Get out of here.
Fungal Mancer is my number 1, dude.
No.
I'm pretty sure nobody expected this, but
there's a troll pick for you guys. He's trolling you with mushrooms.
Fungal Mancer is like, again, it's basically like Dragon Ball Scorcher, where on turn 5, I'm just like, I have to fucking wonder, okay? I'm killing every minion they have, or I am definitely not leaving 2 minions on the board. And it's...
Because if you do, you lose.
Yeah, if you do, you lose. There is no cards that deals with Fungal Mancer on turn 5 completely, right? Like, you could have a Mass Hysteria, and then you hope for the best that it kills the 2 buff minions.
Yeah.
You could have Brawl, but it still leaves a body left. You could have Warpath, but you
waste your whole turn.
You waste your whole turn dealing with it. Yeah, it's just so fucking stupid. And now... It's why, we have a 3-drop meta. It's why you're picking your 1s and 2s. It's why you're picking your snails and your poisonous minions. Because you're preparing yourself for the turn 5 win the game button. And this card does that. Turn 5 wins you the fucking game. How many games have I faced where a mage goes first, a rogue goes first, they play the 1-drop, they play the 2-drop, they play the 3-drop, they maybe skip to turn 4 with the hero power,
dagger or something like that.
And then they turn 5 fungal and I still fucking lose.
You know what? So you try and play around the fungal by killing all his minions, but then don't you set yourself up for the Dragon Ball Scorcher by doing that sometimes?
Well, I do it in a way where I usually leave one weak minion alive.
Okay.
And then I don't leave my leave me that vulnerable to Scorcher.
Right. So you do like a bad trade, like a 3-2 into a 2-2. So
yeah, because it's like if I get Scorched, it doesn't mean I lose the game. But if I get fungled, I lose the game.
Did they rebucket this guy? He doesn't seem that popular anymore. People are just not picking him.
Yeah, they have been moved this card up.
Maybe that's why, yeah.
Yeah.
It's your number 1.
This is my number 1.
I think you should have put Dragon Ball Scorcher.
I probably should. Nah.
Nah?
I'm just thinking.
Or you should put them together, a pair of 5s.
It's a way I play the game, too. It's, because it's like, for me, I'm all about being proactive. And proactively preventing them from getting fungal off is like...
it's number 1 priority.
It's number 1 priority. I can't just lose on turn 5. And no card besides Super Collider has that effect where I'm like, oh god, it's turn 5, I already lost the game. Like this thing does that. Turn 5 I lost the game because I can't deal with 5 mana 6/6 with initiative.
Right.
It's stupid.
I know what you're saying. I don't know. This guy didn't ever help me get a 12. I didn't need him to get a 12, so that's why he's not on my list.
Yeah.
He must have helped you get a lot of 12s.
You have to imagine, though, it's been like almost a year and a half now that Fungalmancer in existence.
Maybe that's why he's getting old.
Yeah, and most people now are like trying to play around this shit.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're still playing around this shit after a year and a half means it's the number 1 mana-defining card for me.
Okay.
So this is kind of our review.
Here's our list. What was your first card that hit your list? Was there a card that you first thought of right away?
Dragon Ball Scorcher.
Dragon Ball Scorcher?
Dragon Ball Scorcher.
For me, I knew my number 1 and number 10 right away. I knew it was Frost Rider because it's my favorite card.
Right.
And Violet Worm because it's just that cool.
Yeah.
Are there any cards that didn't make your list, like honorable mentions?
Yeah, like Stone Skin Basilisk.
Okay.
Like, if I were to cheat, I would put Stubborn Gastropod with Stone Skin Basilisk.
Yeah, that's fine. What do you mean cheat? What the fuck does that mean? Fuck you, don't call me a cheater.
And I would put Bone Marrow with Fungalmancer,
yeah.
too. Because it's like, it's just...
Bone Marrow with Fungalmancer.
Yeah, Bone Marrow with
No P-Drake?
No P-Drake.
Okay. For me, there's a lot of 3-drops that I like because they had such memorable situations. Like, who's the guy? The 3/4 Epic guy. What's his name? That would give you a random card from his deck, and he get one of yours.
Drakari Trickster?
Drakari Trickster. I remember that game where we got the priest is what's his name? Anduin something. What's that guy got? The 3 mana where your heal spells do damage.
Alkanai Soul Priest?
Alkanai Soul Priest, and then he stole his own Soul Priest back, and then he started shooting us with the 2/1 heal guy. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? That was so crazy.
Oh, God.
That was the game we put on YouTube where it got you up and running around the room because was such a swing.
No, because he Dragon Slayer his own 8/8, dude. That was fucking stupid.
Yeah, and he still won.
He still won.
That and the 3 mana 3/4 that would give you each a 2/2 or 2-drop. That was good too because you don't know what you're getting or what he's getting, and there's some times where it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, this was just so much fun. Like anything like that you wanted to put on, or no, you didn't consider those meta defining, the 3-drops.
Yeah. If I was to include 3-drop, only Basilisk would make that list because my logic is like, okay, on turn 3. What is the best 3-drop I can drop on turn 3?
True.
It's Basilisk.
Okay.
It kills every 3-drop.
Yeah.
Right? And if it doesn't kill it, it contests it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess if another minion has Divine Shield, then it's like an even situation.
Yeah.
But
that no one drafts Divine Shields.
No one drafts Scarlet Crusader.
Yeah, that's a joke. Get out of here. What do people say? Warpath.
Warpath?
Dude, I already had 2 warrior cards. How many more warrior cards do you want,
You
man?
can't...
I can't fill a list full of warrior cards.
You can't have a list full of warrior cards, man. You have to pick the most back-breaking card, man.
How many crossovers do we have? A lot.
We had Blastwave. We got most of the class cards, right?
Defio, Dragon Roar, Silver Sword, Blastwave, Super Collider, Demon Bolt.
Demon Bolt.
So 6.
6.
So the 6.
I think all the class cards except Baited Arrow.
You didn't like that?
Like, I had Mass Hysteria, you had Baited Arrow.
Well, I never played Priest that well. I could never... Mass Hysteria never worked properly for me.
Basilisk sucks. Egg Napper blows it out of the water. This is why I draft Egg Napper, too, man. Just to fight off the Basilisk, man.
No. Yeah, you didn't have any Hunter cards, huh? I guess because Hunter fell from the
Because Hunter fell. If this was like,
in the beginning?
2018, December 2018...
You'd have Baited Arrow.
I would have Baited Arrow.
Yeah, well, I remember...
No, I wouldn't have Baited Arrow. I would have Headhunter's Hatchet.
You'd rather have that? Okay.
Yeah, that card is...
I like Baited Arrow because it gave you the flexibility. I could go face if I really needed to, right?
I mean, Druid, you probably just put...
You know what?
Ultimate Infestation.
No. You know what would be my Druid card?
What?
It got me a 12 this week.
Yeah.
I played one run. It was a Druid. I got a 12. You know, it was my Druid MVP.
What?
Totarlian...
Forager? Oh, Jesus.
That guy would get me everything I needed. There was only one time where it screwed me. It got me the 6/3 Pirate for Rogue.
You mean it never gave you Magma Rager?
No, it gave me everything. I
got 2 Magma Ragers from that card. I'm never picking this shit again.
I had 2 of them. Oh, man. Next week, we'll show you my run.
Dude, you know Magma Rager, right?
5/1, yeah.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know what you told me? At least you're getting another card of value.
Yeah, at least we got the 2/2 body on the board.
Yeah. And 2/2 draw a big card for later. I never got a Magma Rager. Maybe I high rolled.
I actually think Power of the Wild is a little bit overrated right now. Because I tried drafting decks where, I'm just like auto-picking all the Power of the Wilds and I end up doing shit. Because like most of the time it's a 2-mana 3/2 for me.
Yeah. Actually, with my 12-win Druid, I won without a UI in my deck. That's how... It's like, you don't need UI to win. It was the Tartarian dude, and it was Savage Roar.
Oh, Savage Roar.
That was it.
That's probably the best. When the classic card is the best Druid card, that's when you know the class has problems.
Is that Tartarian guy leaving?
Yeah, he's leaving. He's on Goro.
What about UI?
UI's leaving for sure.
Oh,
Nice of the Frozen Throne.
I better get my Druid in while I can for the little bit left over.
I didn't include Shaman because Unstable Evolution would be up there.
Oh, yeah, that'd just be like...
But I actually have taken Fire Elemental. I think Fire Elemental is the best Shaman card for me. Like, ever.
6 mana, 6/5, ping 3. Yeah, that's pretty good, yeah. I don't know.
I like Fire Elemental, and it's the way I draft Shaman too. Yeah. I just play into the Shaman synergies, right? Like Earth and Might.
What was the thing?
Bloodlust.
God
but
damn.
But Unstable Evolution, it's
so much fun.
It's so much fun. It's the funnest card in the entire meta.
Question is, when you get something good, let's say you get a 7/7, the 4-mana 7/7. Yeah. Do you keep rolling or do you stop?
Nah, you stop at 4-mana 7/7.
I've seen that happen, and people would get like a 6/6, and they're like, "No, I'm gonna keep going," and then it became a 1/1, and then like, I gotta keep going now.
Yeah, it just gets worse.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you thinking?
I think I did that once. It's
you just like kept rolling?
I had like an 8-drop. It was like a 6/6, and I'm like, okay, I'm going for a 9-drop. Come on, guys, and he gave me a 3/3. And I'm like, fuck. And
then you had no more. You're out of juice.
I was out of juice. I was like, fuck, 9-mana 3/3. I lost.
It seems like whenever anyone plays that card, they gotta use all their mana. Like, even if they have 1 mana and they have like a 7/7, they're like, nah, one more. Yeah,
you gotta leave it at a... It's kind of... There's a bit of memorization to it. Like, for me, right now in this meta, 6-drops are pretty good. Like, 8-drops is not that good, but 6-drops are usually pretty good. 5-drop is pretty good. Like, only Former Champ is bad.
Okay.
But I never want to stop on 4. Because if 4 has the 2-mana... 4-mana 2/2, Death Rattle, give your opponent a 5/5.
Oh.
That card is a card you never want to give to your opponent. So it's like, I just never stop rolling on 4. And I always try to get... a 5 and a 7 first.
Okay.
Because you could get Antonidas and Lyra.
Oh my god.
So I always try to aim for a 5 or aim for a 7.
Yeah.
So it's
how come you didn't have Violet Worm? You just didn't like him?
Like I said, I don't think you need the worm to win a game.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of other stuff that makes the deck, and there's substitutes for the worm. Like maybe you don't have a worm in your deck, but you drafted like a deranged doctor.
No, that's a shitty. No.
Yeah,
I tried that. That was dog shit.
No, but when you have no large minions and you just need a large minion, it does a similar job. You're more susceptible to hard removals, but that's it.
Yeah. No Warbear or Eden on your deck, which is surprising. I was surprised.
Yeah, Warbear didn't make the list.
Was it honorable mention or no?
I'm not a big fan of Warbear.
Okay.
I feel like it's overpicked. It's the most popular card right now.
Yeah.
Scorcher should be the most popular card. I don't see why Okay, I want to end this discussion with Warbear because I thought about making a post on Reddit about it, but I'm like, I don't know how to phrase it properly, so I haven't. So now I'm just gonna ramble on about Amani Warbear.
Where's my phone?
Now Amani Warbear is a card that 7 mana rush deals 5 damage, right? It feels good when you kill something, that has a lower health, right? Maybe something that has exactly 5 health. So you killed something good with Warbear, and then you feel really fucking good about it, right? You're like, oh, I killed something, it's going to get 2-for-1 value. But if you think about it, though, it's only a 7 mana 5/7. That could be a 6-drop. That could be a 5-drop. And I would rather play the 6 mana 5/7 than have to waste 7 mana to deal 5/7 rush. Because if you think about it, if it's a 6 mana card, then it would technically have rush on turn 7, and you didn't have to pay extra mana for it. So I think Warbear is just a little bit of an overrated card. I pick it sometimes, but it's definitely not an auto pick. I always pick the first Scorcher.
Right.
And depending on my deck, I usually pick Death Speaker too over the Warbear.
Okay.
I just don't think it's that good of a... You're vastly underrating the value of instant remove. Here's the thing, right? I'm a proactive player where I'm usually on the board, so the instant removal doesn't do that much for me. It just doesn't do... But it definitely psychologically feels really fucking good when you remove something.
Psychologically.
And then you're like, oh, this card got 2-for-1 value. I'm so happy. But are you that good? Like, maybe an Eden is just better, right?
That's why I put one of each, because I just want one of each.
It's better in a lot of scenarios.
Yeah, some scenarios. But it is what it is, right? There's no perfect card. Everyone has, like, even us. What the fuck was that?
Go on.
House is collapsing. All right, never mind. even between us, the player and the pro, we had 4 different cards, but we had most of the cards together. And I lean towards the classes where I did better with. For me, you do better. You could do good with all the classes, so whatever. But as a casual person, I know these cards have oppressed me. Blastwave. I've been Blastwave so much, and then I was like, God damn it, feels so good to Blastwave someone else. But when I get Blastwave, I feel uber sad. And the Violet Worm, that was just my first card. I'm like, this has to be my number 1. This is like the card where it's like, I don't know how to deal with it. I have to need 2 or 3 cards to deal with this guy. It's almost to the point where I don't want to deal with him because now I have to deal with more shit afterwards.
I would say, though, that I do play around Warbear because it's 40% of all arena decks, right? I have to play around. But not like Fungomancer play around where I'm like, I lose a game on turn 5. Mm-hmm. If somebody turn 7's Warbears on me on turn 7, that's like kind of like whatever, right?
Okay.
So...
Yeah, thanks. That's it for now, guys. If you want, we're going to put this up on YouTube. You can like or subscribe.
I can't believe we spent an hour.
I told you it'd be an hour. What did you think was going to happen?
Oh, man, I thought it was going to take 20 minutes.
Yeah, I have analogies, man. Like my Hilda Frost Rider, like holding a girl's hand for the first time and you coin it out on turn 2. Just gets you that feeling where it tingles everywhere and you feel like you won.
Yeah.
And then the basilisk is like the X that comes into the picture.
This is a good video. We're
gonna put this on YouTube. Please like it on YouTube and put down your top 10 list and let Tachi know what he got wrong or right and what I got wrong or right. And I can take the hate a little bit. It's under the player and the pro. So search that on YouTube and you'll find our channel. And that's where we put our videos now.
Yeah. This is a good one where we,
have a lot of fun.
Reminisce about the last 4 months and how it's gone forever.
Yeah. It won't come back again, so enjoy it while you can for another week or so.
Yeah.
When our next list will probably be when
all the cards are out.
When all the cards are released, and we'll do a top 10 list of just the what do you call it? Rise of Shadows cards, and that I think will be.
What do you have on your mind right now?
Dramatically different. I haven't look. We've only seen half the cards.
Oh, okay.
I can't really make a decision. I have to look at all the cards without even playing them. Make a decision like that.
I'm pretty sure I have like my top 3
already picked up.
I mean, not top 3, but definitely
3
one
cards.
of them
Okay.
is in the top 3 right now.
Of the revealed 6 cards.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna change.
Dude, there could be a Bog Creeper out there. You never know, right? Remember how Bog Creeper wasn't revealed right away? It was one of those cards they dumped at the end, and that would have been like number 1, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you wouldn't know till we played with it, right?
Here's the thing. Yeah, I don't think they will. I don't think a Bog Creeper
will be in the comments.
Will be like a super strong card at this point.
Oh yeah?
Because with the bucket system, you're just like you have more ways to deal with a Bog Creeper than before.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. We will see, and stay tuned for that, guys. We'll probably do that next week, you think?
Nah, depends when they reveal all the cards. I have no idea.
Anyone know when this is dropping? I don't know. Who cares?
Isn't the last reveal stream on like Monday or something? I don't know.
The pre-release is next week. Release April 9th.
When's the Fireside Gathering?
I actually messaged this guy. He's not doing one. April 9th.
What the fuck?
He says, we don't plan to do one. I'm like, you fucking lazy fuck. We'll talk off air.
Okay.
We'll talk off air about that.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, sorry. It's in 2 weeks. April 9th. So we won't do a full release till we get all the cards. We might actually go to a pre-release if we can find one. Can we host one here? You think?
I don't want to host one. Well, we'll just go to one in Toronto. There has to be a Fireside in Toronto.
Yeah, right? Hopefully. And then we can play with the cards. And then we'll make a top 10 list before we play with any cards. And then we'll do one afterwards to see
We'll find some people that's in Toronto, like Knee-Boy, who's probably not even here.
He can watch us on YouTube.
We'll find him.
Anyways, check out our YouTube channel.
We'll find you.
Yeah. Richmond Hill, is that where he lives?
Yeah.
My hood.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. You could have been anywhere in the world. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was fun for you. It was fun for me. I had a lot more fun than you thought, right? No co-op because we did this, and now we're going to go eat and have fun and talk about this. We'll upload this on YouTube. Put your comments on the bottom and say what you thought is your top 10 after you see ours. Don't copy me because it's not cool.
Okay. All right. Guys. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See ya.